All right, so we'll be going through this paper, and that is the management, which is the let me just write something, which is the MG410. Okay, so we'll be going through it, understand some things that are actually very important. It's just for talking, then you will be able to revise like as we discuss together. So this is answered to sheet 2, week 2, that was sent by Lexi Sapa. Yes, so we'll see what we can discuss there. So I'll be much of talking than writing. Why? Because writing will take time, and it's just a simple paper whereby we just have to remind each other on what matters. Okay. So one important thing that we need to understand is that um there are two things that are actually being described in this. So the first one is management, the other one is administration. Okay, so we'll differentiate the two and you will see how best you can. So the first one says um, define education management in the context of a secondary school. Okay, so how can you define this in a context of secondary school? So we'll say education in like management can be just a process of planning. All right, so there must be planning. All right, there must be also organizing. Okay, so these are the keyword that you should include in your definition. So planning, organizing, directing, and controlling school resources. So we'll find directing there. Okay, directing and controlling I don't know, right? Controlling school resources. Okay, school resources. Okay, so what does this mean? It means that um these resources are for the secondary school. Okay, so we'll be controlling these resources such as like teachers. Okay, these are the resources of the school. Teachers, learners. So it's about controlling this time, the facilities, and also we can even yes, these are the resources: learners, teachers, facilities, in order. So it's about controlling this in order to achieve the goal. Okay, in order to achieve the education goal, secondary school goal. Okay, in order to achieve don't know how to write achieve. Okay, achieve secondary. I don't know how to write secondary. I don't know why. All right, so you know what I'm talking about. So that is it for the context of um, these things. So that is what is important. Management is about planning, organizing, directing, and also controlling resources. In short, what are these resources? The school resources, you can talk of teachers, learners, facilities, in order to achieve the set goal by the school. All right, so it's about school, how it manages itself. I can give an example, like a head teacher, let's say, organize teachers. Okay, the head teacher organize teachers, and you organize teachers in order for them to prepare a timetable. So that is managing. Okay, like monitor lessons, the head teacher will be there pretending to learn, as yeah, something like that. Then from there, we can also talk about let's say we have said monitoring lessons, monitoring teachers, and also ensure that the student perform well in examinations once the tests are set. So that is managing. These management issues, they are not set, they are not outlined in any. All right, they are not outlined in any document. Okay, so you find that under management we do things just without any following any document. Okay, but the opposite will happen for the other concept or term. That is it about management. Then let's talk about now education and administration, which is the opposite of man. This one is about doing things according to the laws or to the book, doing things by book. So I say doing things by book. Example, like complying to laws, policies. That's what we call administration, and also just monitoring if those things that are actually outlined in the book are being monitored or followed. That's like according to the regulations, like you are following the regulations based on the setup that is given for that facility. So that is what we call administration. So I can say education administration now. This can be, let's say, this refer to the implementation and supervision. So you implement those policies and also supervise them. That is because you're following some policies and you have to supervise to see whether they are effectively done. So education administration will be something like implementing, okay, implementation. How do I write implementation? Implementation. Okay, implementation, supervision, okay. Supervision of what? Of those set policies. Policies are just laws. Why am I writing spelling? Okay, policies. Then policies, laws, which are just some like alternative way to say policies and rules, laws, and procedures. Okay, so so education administration is about implementing. Uh, uh, um, it's about implementation of policies, supervisions, okay, and the rules, the procedures. You are there to ensure that these are followed in an education institution, institution, or in secondary schools or wherever, university. So administration will be a process whereby um, you you are implementing and is you are implementing supervisions of policies and laws, procedures in that institution, okay, to ensure that the school operates smoothly because it's operating under guidelines. So and if you are administering something, you are following them like according to what is outlined, let's say, in the book. So it's doing by the book. Okay, so the supervision has to be done like as indicated by the CV's Curriculum Development Center. All right, so those issues, like I can talk of like example. Let me give an example there. Okay, under administration, we can talk of, let's say, a school administrators, like those who have been to boarding houses, they know what I'm talking about. So school administrators will be there to keep records, student records. Okay, so be there to keep student records and also to manage admissions. So manage admissions. Okay, what entry are we having, like this one, cutting point, all those. Then also prepare reports to be submitted to the debs. That is what the administration or administrator will be doing. Then also ensure government education policies are followed. Okay, so that will be their law. The aim is just to ensure that the government policies are followed, and once they are followed, but it's you for you to, are they done effectively or efficient? So it's you now to actually use some strategies that works, let's say leadership style, for you to actually understand that this is the way we can done it effectively and efficient. So we'll be able to come out also in terms of those, like to tackle in terms of, so the government policies are ensured. Then how do you make sure that they are ensured? You supervise those plans those policies should be implemented, and that's what we call um, administration. Okay, so you'll be there to ensure that government education policies are followed. That's what we call. So distinguish between efficiency. This is what I'm from just talking about efficiency and so we'll be there to distinguish between efficiency and effectiveness. What is the difference between the two? So like I said, when you are like Efficiency is about doing the right things. So efficiency is about doing what is right. Then if efficiency is about doing what is right, then effectiveness is about doing the right things. Okay, that's the way I can define the two. So this one, efficiency and is about doing the right things. I mean, doing what is right. It's about doing what is right. Okay. Then that is about efficiency. The effectiveness, it's about doing the right things. Okay. So that's the difference of the two. Doing the right things, doing what is right. Okay. So that's how you can differentiate the two. So now the goal here is to differentiate between the two. So I can make a table so that we differentiate properly. Okay, my table is bent. Let me do this just to differentiate the two. Okay, so what I can say is the aspect. Okay, or what aspect am I talking about? Then I can write, let's say I can say the meaning of which I can write the meaning there. Okay, then I can also write, let's say, where it focuses. Okay, so and I can give also the example there. Okay, I think this will be enough. Okay, so I can put the goal, but which is the focus. Okay, um what we need to understand is that efficiency, let me write efficiency there. Then here I'll write effectiveness. All right. So efficiency is about using the, like, your efficiency, if you can use what you have within you, then you'll be effective if you can achieve what you have set based on the minimum things you have, or they can be a lot, but have you achieved the goal? That's what we call effectiveness. So efficiency is about using the minimum resources. So minimum resources. Okay, so it's about minimum resources that you are using. Let's say time and the cost is minimal, but you will see whether it will be effective or what. So you are doing under this, you are just doing the right things. Okay, then we can also talk about, let's say you have minimum resources, time and cost to um to complete the task. Once you have completed the task with the minimum resources, time and chance, that will be what we call efficiency. You have done it efficiently. Then the effectiveness will matter whether you have achieved the goal or not. So if effectiveness is about achieving the desired education goals or set goals. Okay, so achieving. So they are saying, using an example of school, say achieving. Okay, achieving, let's say, the desired education goal. Okay, that is it. Then this one, what will be the focus? So like I say, this one you focus doing the right thing. So doing things right, in short. So doing things right. Then here it will be doing the right things. Here you are doing things right, like you are doing things right because based over what you have. But here is about now the outcome, doing the right things. So someone will conclude that you have been doing the right things. Here you are doing the process so that you can achieve that. And here it will be what we call doing the right things. Doing things right is more like a verb, whereby you are, it's a process doing things right, meaning that you are doing. But doing the right thing, it can be whereby you are done, you have rested, doing things. Why am I letting this? Doing things right? I mean, doing right things. Yeah. Okay. What am I doing? I said, effective is about doing the right things. Then efficiency is about doing things right. So here, doing the right thing. Okay, so that is it. Then um we can talk over. I can give an example of each. Let's say teacher completes syllabus quickly. That is efficiency. Complete quickly. Okay, complete the syllabus quickly. Then here, what will be the effectiveness? The effectiveness matters now. Student, if it can only be effective if students understand the syllabus and perform well in an exam. We'll look at the end result. So here we'll say student understand syllabus. So students understands, let's say, the topic. Let's say concepts. Okay. Okay, those are the things. In summary, I can say efficiency, it's about how work is done. Then effectiveness depends. Effectiveness depends whether the goal are achieved or not. So that's is, but the goal is to be achieved under effectiveness. When you achieve the goal, we say effective. But when you do efficiency, you are just fast and like very smoothly. That is what we call efficiency. So how work is done. Okay, but this will matter, will bring this effectiveness. So let me answer number 4 there. It says state two management laws performed by teachers. So the teachers will be there to manage, let's say, classroom management. Okay, classroom management. They'll be there also, like under class management, you can talk of, let's say, controlling learner behaviors, maintaining discipline, noise. Okay, those are managing. You are managing the class. Then we can also talk about, let's say, um, planning learning activities. Let's say you need to take them to the labs. You are managing what is actually needed. So planning learning activities is one thing whereby the management law played by teachers. Okay, so learning activities. Under this is a situation whereby you prepare lessons, plans, organize the teaching materials, teaching aids. That's what we call planning learning activities. Then other possible things you can say, you can talk of, let's say, monitoring learners' progress. That's your duty. You're managing the class by doing that. Also assessing if their performance is it good. That's what we call. If it's good, then you are doing things effective. Then if you're just doing blah 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 to finish, that is your efficiency, but the result, the end outcome is bad. So you can talk of, let's say, monitoring learners progress. Okay, that is it about this. So that's what we can say under this. Then question B, the question says, explain how effective timetabling contribute to efficiency in schools. All right, I think I should just say 5 there. So one, effective timetabling improve efficiency. Okay. One, what are the aspect of efficiency? So it will improve the efficiency, one, by ensuring proper use of time. So proper use of time. Okay. Then the other aspect is Under proper use of time, this is where we talk about lessons start and ends on time. So that is proper use of time. That is according to the guidelines, rules. Let's say the timetable that you set. You'll be there to check, no, this is not my period. This is Mr. Josphat's period. This is Mr. Nakamba's period. This is Mr. Sibarwa's, I mean, Mrs. Sibarwa's period. All those things. So you talk about now proper use of time. Because of the timetable, you are following the timetable. There is no need even of crashing the classrooms use. So it will prevent crashes of teachers and classrooms. So prevent, okay, prevent crashing of teachers and classroom. Okay, so that would be one way, like one efficiency of timetabling. Okay, then if you are doing all these things, you matter whether you do what we call effectiveness or not. The desired, after all, following all these, are you going to achieve the goal? The other thing that I can talk about, uh, the other the other aspect of on how the timetable can actually brings about efficiency, it's about also balance workload. Like not only one person can be there for, let's say, two period or three periods. Workload balance. Okay, so you balance the workload, you have to have a break. Let's say you need to go to another class, so that actually prevent the timetable, prevent that such crashing. Then the other thing that I can talk about is improve coordination of school activities. The way schools programs are coordinated, um, it actually the timetable is there to guide you. Coordination of school activities. Okay, that is it. That is it what I can talk about. Okay, let's say balance workload. Under this one, you said, let's say teachers and learners are not overloaded because they have to be, at least they learn this, they change. They learn this, they change. Okay, then preventing of crashes, I mean teachers and classroom. This is where you find that teachers and students know where to go. Like they can't go to the lab when it's not the time. They'll follow the timetable. Okay, that is it. So that is it. Describe one situation where school may be efficient but not effective. So it's a situation you will be efficient if you finish a syllabus on time, but no, I mean poor result, poor performance of learners. So those are the things. So that is it. Then just to conclude here, a well timetable, let's say timetabled guidelines will prevent, let's say, two classrooms from crashing or from using the same laboratory. Okay, like chemistry, as chemistry. Okay, so let's go now. Describe one situation where school may be effective is not, I mean where it will be efficient but not effective. So a school may be efficient but not effective when, let's say, teachers complete syllabus on time. So you are efficient in that. Then also lessons are conducted regularly, like on time. Lessons conducted on time. Then also attendance is also good. Okay, but now the bad part, like, but not effective. It won't be effective if you have been doing this. It won't be effective if you have been doing this and the student do not understand the concept. So students do not understand the concept. The other thing I can talk of is examination results are poor. So students do not understand the concept and examination results are poor. That is what we call not effective because the goal is not set. So example, I can say, let's say um, a teacher finishes teaching the syllabus quickly, but student fails an exam because of the teaching methods maybe are not effective. So those are the things. Okay, that is it. So let's explain why both management and administration are important in schools. So why are they important? So both management and administration, they are important in the following ways. Okay, both these guys are important in the following ways. Okay, so both these guys are important in the following ways, such that they what can I say, um management will focus on planning. So management will focus on planning. Okay, which is very important. It also focus on organizing what resources, and also that issue of supervising teachers so that they can work accordingly will be there to focus on how the head teacher manages the school. So supervising teachers and learners. Okay, those are actually what we call management laws. So how are they important? Why both management are important? One, because they'll be planning, organizing of and supervising of teachers and learners. That is it. Then what about administration issues? So administration will focus, this will focus on planning and organizing, supervising of teachers and learners. But management, I mean administration, will focus on implementing the policies. So policies, on implementing policies. Okay. Then records, keep records, let's say, keep records so that proper planning can be done. Then also school regulations are followed. So each school has regulation, motto, stuff like that. School regulations are followed. So be, with the help of these two, the school operate properly. Will have, with the help of this, with the help of this, we are going to have proper organization of schools. So the like overall, so proper organization, so proper organization of school. Then the other thing is effective teaching and learning. So effective teaching and learning. Then the other thing is also achievement of education goals. So that is it as a result of planning, proper planning, organizing, supervision of teachers, and also the policies, implementing policies, keep record, the school regulations, stuff like that. Those they'll bring what we call proper organization of schools. It will be organized properly, and also effective teaching and learning. They will be actually achieved. It will be achieved, and also achieving of education goals, the set goals. It will be achieved. So those are the importance of these two terminologies. Okay, so here a secondary school, the question says a secondary school has enough teachers, classrooms, but examination results are have been declining for past 3 years, like the Kamtondo Secondary School, just what Charles Violet can relate. So teachers report that lessons are completed on time, okay, but learners struggles to understand the key concepts. In short, this is not effective. Okay, you can even like note that. Then identify two management issues in the school. So the management issues that actually are there is one, poor teaching methods. That is the issue. Poor teaching method. Those are management issues. Then, and also we can talk of lack of monitoring of lesson outcomes by the HODs, lack of monitoring, let's say learning outcomes. Okay. Okay, that is it. So those are what we call, or I can also say, let's say poor learner engagement is a management issue. So how they engage learners in their lessons as they start. Poor engagement of lessons. Okay, then identify one administration issues. They are not actually achieving their goal. Lack of academic supervision and reporting system is one of the management issues. So to identify management issues, identify one management issues. The issue that we have here, which brings about to decline in the performance, it's about, let's say, we can lack of, let's say, lack of let's say academic supervision, academic supervisions and reporting, academic supervision and the reporting system. Okay, so this is about if you can report like that. The first report was reported before this the 2 past years, then you can see how we can improve. So but they were not reporting. So one, lack of academic supervision, reporting system is also bad. That is it. That is it about like for example, I can say, let me give an example here. Let's say the administration may not be reviewing the student performance data regularly. So if the administration is not doing that, you find that they think everything is on good point, and the outcome, we need to improve on what we have. That's why there's what we call research. Research, we do research based on what is already done. So suggest the two strategies for the school. I mean, the school can use to improve effectiveness. So, what are the two strategies? One is to improve teaching methods. Okay, so improve teaching methods, and also um, strengthen, let's say, academic monitoring. So, teaching methods is about management. Also, strengthen, let's say, academic monitoring, so that I take it in the concept of administration. Strengthen academic monitoring. If these two are done, then you find that in the school now the performance will be done, because implementing teaching methods, that is managerial issue. Okay, planning resources that are there, of course. So that is it. Otherwise, under, let's say, improving teaching methods, this is where we talk about now learner-centered methods. You can use learner-centered method. You can also use discussion method. You can also practical example methods. Those are the teaching methods that may be effective. This can help learners to understand that concept. If you can use discussion, visual aid methods, okay, engaging method, learner-centered method, those are what we call improving teaching methods. Those are the steps to be taken in order for you to do things effectively. So that is it. But what about now strengthen academic monitoring? This is where we conduct, let's say, regular assessments. Okay, we need to be actually analyzing student results and keep records. That is the strengthening academic monitoring. Then also, let's say, provide support for struggling learners. Okay, let's say extra lessons. So those are the issues that can help in order to improve the effectiveness, because as a result of these two, then the work will be done effectively, which is effectiveness. Okay, so that is it. Otherwise, so one thing that we need to understand is that um, I said um, a school will only be successful, you guys, if you be head teachers. A school like John, like a school will be only effective if good use of time. I mean, the school will be efficient if good use of time and resources is it done, but it will be effective if student actually learn and succeed. Okay, so that is it. Those are the things you need to take in consideration if you be the head teacher, the primary teacher, the primary head, those things. So that actually marks the end. Thank you very much for your time.